I thought that was a tough match. I think TCU is a really good team. Their outsides were fantastic. I thought, Para, we knew how good she was going to be, and she's even better than you think. But Coach, they're getting so much better every year. He's such a good coach, and the staff does such a good job. And I thought that was a really nice battle. I thought they gave us everything in the first set. We were really on our heels, but I loved our response, and I was really proud of our fight and the adjustments we made. And I couldn't be happier for this group. They worked really hard. This is really hard to do, and they've done it, and I'm just really happy for them.
Coach, what did you tell them after the first set? Because obviously it felt like maybe things were a little bit slow out of the gate. It just felt like maybe there was a little lack of energy. What did you say that changed everything?
Yeah, no, I think I said we made 13 errors. We gave them 13 points, and that's that set. So I don't think it lacked energy. If anything, it was probably too much energy, and we were a little out of control. And again, this isn't the first time for us to do that, but we just gave them a lot of points, and that allowed them to settle in. And then again, you're just trying to adjust to some of the things they can do, which, some of those swings by Para and Becca, you don't see that very often. Their tempo is very fast, which, faster than what we've been doing, and so you're trying to adjust to the speed of the game, and I thought their servers did a really nice job. So part of it was us adjusting to that. The other part was us settling down, trusting our process, doing our job, playing good team Oregon volleyball. And we started to do that in the second set, and then we really got it going, and then they had a hard time scoring.
You said yesterday that you felt like the overall performance was fine, but the team needed to play better than fine to be able to win tonight. Obviously, it felt like that was the case today, and what sort of confidence does that give you heading to the Sweet 16?
Yeah, I thought the first set was a carryover from yesterday, but they could score more points, and so we really had to step our game up, just in execution, everything we were doing, and again, we did, and that's not easy to do, especially when you're kind of getting it handed to you, and there's pressure there, and there's nerves there, and all those things, and again, we don't have a ton of experience at this, but we're gaining it, aren't we? We're gaining experience, and so that was really nice to see. And what is that confidence-wise? It continues to show them what they're capable of and what they can do. But how we get there is what's important. And that was, we got really disciplined. We started executing, trusting each other, and and that's why we were successful.
Tony, I know that you and Melanie both kind of started in the front row, kind of saying, was that the plan? Was that the matchup that you wanted going in? And how did you feel like you adjusted to her? Obviously, she had a really, really great first set. How did you feel like you kind of adjusted to her throughout the match?
I think that was the game plan. But I think she's just really talented, and she has a lot of shots, probably some of the most shots we've seen come from a hitter. So a big goal for us was just to be disciplined in the block and not to trust my read, not necessarily trust my read on her, because she's very skilled and she's able to make shots. So just make it easier for our defenders to dig her.
Rob asked Mackenzie yesterday just the love that this team has. Could they maybe have that little bit of that killer mentality, that instinct? Do you feel like, especially in that second and third set, you guys show that despite the love you have as a team, you can show the opposite for your opponents on the court, especially on the biggest stage like you guys are in right now?
Yeah, I'd say a big thing for us is always going against our opponents, competing against our opponents, being aggressive, just, on our side, we're talking to each other. Even sometimes we're harsh talking to each other, making sure that we're all disciplined, and then making sure we're attacking every single time.
Coach, the side-out percentages kind of flipped on their head after the first set. What went into that for you guys?
A few things. I mean, we passed so poorly in that first set. We just couldn't find any rhythm, and credit their serving. I thought they served really tough. We just didn't respond well. I thought Colby came in and was great. I thought she played a really important match for us. I thought she had so many good reads, good touches, but sided out. Again, they weren't help blocking on the middle, so we just really needed to score some points there. So again, the passing getting it going so Chris can run the offense. Colby scoring, and then I think everybody else got open from there and just give us a lot of confidence. So those are probably the biggest things for us to score better.
Mimi, I know last night wasn't exactly maybe your night, 6 kills to tonight, 19. Since you have a lot of NCAA tournament experience, just kind of what part of that experience were you kind of able to rely on to help you come back right tonight and kind of fix those mistakes that maybe you wanted back from last night?
Yeah, I think just talking out with our teammates and trusting our teammates in our training. We talked with Matt and Chris and just kind of fixed some problems from last night. And I think we were able to adjust really well tonight and work to our advantage, and we were pretty successful.
You said before the start of this tournament, this was the longest last season it feels like you've ever had or that you want to have. What's this experience, 2 games obviously into the NCAA tournament, what's this experience been like for you in your first trip here?
I'm taking that as a compliment, right? long last season?
No, I said I want to make it last as long
Oh, I
as
see.
possible.
Okay, I was like, all right.
I want to make it last as long as possible because it's just been really, it's been enjoyable to play with this team. And it's also just, it's really fun to see what we can do. I feel like tonight was like a big test. I mean, every game from this point on is a big test for us, but it was awesome to see what we could do as a team. So that's why I want us to last as long as possible and make this my longest season ever, my longest last season ever.
Now I get it.
Yeah.
There was a high five in the
Thanks for
third
that
set.
clarification.
There was a high five in the third set between you and Chris that I saw that was maybe one of the hardest high fives I think I've ever seen you give. Or is there a time that you feel like you've ever given a harder high five in that type of moment and you're a little scared that you might hurt her? I mean, like, my
I have before, and she said, ow, and I said, sorry, because I know she had to set right after. But when she makes really good plays, when Mimi makes really good plays, when anyone on our team makes really good plays, it makes me so excited just to be a part of this team. So sometimes I'm too excited, but it was awesome.
She literally said when that happened, quote, "I need my hands to set."
Can you just describe like the energy that Michelle was giving to the team there in that second set and kind of that pivotal moment when it changed for you guys and shifted the moment?
I would say Michelle is very, very stable, and she's really good at communicating. She's asking me in between sets, what do you need from me? Which balls do you feel like I'm not getting up? So she's really good about being like intentional with her play, and I think that energy from us is always just makes us feel more stable. It feels like she's like a foundational player on our team, and yeah, it's awesome.
I saw you guys kind of like chest pumping there. That connection that you guys two have.
Yeah, she's awesome.
Yeah, Coach, and what have you seen out of TCU's team and what Jason's done with that team, kind of turning it into a volleyball school in the last 3 years he's been there really quickly?
I mean, he's an excellent coach, trainer. Again, we played Baylor here in the Sweet 16, or to get to the Sweet 16 in 2018, and I mean, I just respect everything that Baylor has done and what he was doing there, and then just to see him quickly turn TCU into a really great program, and getting the addition of Melanie was crucial. But again, I just think the training that they do, I mean, they look like they're enjoying it. I know he's a really good guy, and they really enjoy playing for him, and I think the staff is excellent. So, I mean, they're just continuing. That stock is going up, and you're just seeing that from him. I think what a great win it was for them against Hawaii. And again, I thought, this was going to be a flip of a coin match. I thought they were really ready for it, and luckily we responded. But I think he's doing a great job, and they're going to continue to do well in the Big 12.
Mimi, for you, just can you talk a little bit about Chris's leadership? I mean, just for someone so young, just kind of still getting acclimated to this team. There was I think a point during the third set, TCU scored a couple times, and she was clapping. I think she said, we're trying to read her lips, like, "Hey, we've got this. Like, let's take care of this." What's it been like, just watching her grow with her presence on the court this season? How big has she been so far through these first 2 games?
Yeah, I mean, I have loved getting to watch her grow and just how well she's done taking over this role and just being able to run her offense. I think it's a really well-balanced offense that she's running, and that's why we're so successful. And yeah, it's been so awesome just to watch her grow and kind of grow into the leader of this team and the leader of our offense. And I think she's doing a great job.
Is it surprising at all? You got to know her, obviously, last season when she was redshirting. Has it been, a little bit of a shock or surprise at all this season, how she's been able to step into that role at all?
I don't think so. I think, again, she's only been here like 4 months less than me, so I've had a lot of time with her. And even when she redshirted last year, she was running that B side like no one else. She just has so much confidence in herself and in her play, and you can really tell through how she runs her offense.
Coach Mackenzie had some big digs tonight, and just what would you describe the defense as tonight, and what role did it play in your win?
I mean, TCU was hitting the ball as hard as anybody, I feel like. I mean, some of those swings by Becca and Gibson and Para, it was like there was major heat on him, and she was trying to absorb him. She was in the hot zone, just trying to take it time after time, and I thought she really handled it really well. She made some incredible saves, sprinting down. I mean, she's just the Energizer Bunny, and she's so fast, and she can just make plays that you don't think she's going to make. But I thought everybody really calmed down. And really settled in on defense, and Mac was doing a great job. And we had to make quite a few adjustments on defense, and I thought, she led that, and that was a big turning point for us. So she's really been very steady for us, and she's become one of the best passing liberos in the country to match the defense that she's already had. So happy she's a Duck.
I know you said last night that you'd like to win every single match in 3. But to just know that you can have a bad set and still come back and perform the way you wanted to. I know you said that you guys have suffered a lot of reverse sweeps. To kind of have the opposite of that, be on the other end tonight and finish really, really strong. What kind of confidence do you think that gives you guys going forward into another rematch?
I felt like this was the most emotionally, mentally tough and stable we've been all year. Again, I thought they punched us in the mouth right away, but we really, like you said, we responded well and we sustained that. And even that, Para was, some of those swings at the end, like she was not going to be denied, and we just had to keep siding out because she was going to side out and then she was going to serve, and credit to her and how talented she is. But we did, and we came back. And again, the sign for us is look at our serving, right? Like that is statistically one of the better passing teams in the country, and we just had 12 aces. We had more aces than errors, and we really took them out with our serve, and that was from a lot of people. So that's a great sign for us, and that's something that again, next round and beyond, that you're going to have to bring if you're going to be successful.
We'll have Pitt or Oklahoma next. Just what does it mean to you guys to get an extra day of rest to not only watch their match prep, but to potentially have that rematch with Pitt in the Sweet 16 if that ends up I can't speak. If that ends up coming your guys' way.
Well, you're not tired, are you?
No.
No, the 6th year, she's got plenty left in that tank, right?
A lot of rehab.
That's right. So they'll be ready to go. I think it's a big deal for our group, and I think they're going to be excited to go to that next round. And again, really happy for them and that they get to experience this.
Building off of that, just for Mimi and Onye, just how much has this team grown since thinking back to that very first match against Pitt till now?
Yeah, exponentially. This group is so much fun to play with, and again, everyone wants to come in and get better every single day, and just work hard for each other, and I think we were able to see that tonight in the match.